Hey folks, Big Deano here again. This time looking at the S.H.Figuarts Son Goku, otherwise known as a regular version of him. Now, I do apologise for the previous video on the SDCC Frieza Goku. I had originally intended for a video like this to go out first, with all the poses and such on it, but unfortunately the original of this got corrupted, and the other one was the only one that made it onto YouTube. So apologies about that. It wasn't meant to look rushed. I just didn't want to do it more than once in terms of poses and comparisons and things like that. But the original was lost, unfortunately, so let's try this again, shall we? First off, as usual, Goku, go and stand over the corner just now and look pretty. The box, as usual, because some of you really love the boxes for some reason. You get the nice pixel art of Goku's face on the side, as is the same with all the Dragon Ball figure arts. You have the Bandai Collector's Shop logo right there, otherwise known as the web exclusive type shop. All of the Dragon Ball Z figure arts, apart from the first 3 manga figures, are all web exclusives. That's why they're so hard to come by if you don't catch them the first time. That's the toy sticker right there. You'll notice it's gold as opposed to the silver one on the SDCC. We'll come back to that. And there's this silly little blurb about it being a new standard figure series, even though it's been out for years. And Japanese in the box. On the bottom of the box, sorry. Quick little photo of Goku there. And focus. Some nice little poses on the back. Sometimes the folks over at Tamashii can make really good poses, other times not so much. That picture in the middle kind of looks like he's desperate for the toilet. Anyway, yes, so the gold sticker. Quick little note. If anyone tries to tell you that the stickers are anything to do with figure quality, they're pretty much talking out of their backside. All those stickers mean is their country of origin. The gold, as you see here, was from Asia, Japan. The silver ones are for the American market. There's literally no difference between them, the actual figures and the box. It's just one sticker is meant for Japan and Asia, the other one is meant for America and the West. So there you go. You can tell them I told you that. So anyway, let's go on to accessories, shall we? Before I keep rambling on. The first head that he comes with is his stern face. You'll notice it's actually tampographed, the eyes, as opposed to, say, this one, where they're painted. I'll show you the comparison in a minute. But basically, they've started. Tampographs are essentially just permanent stickers, sort of thing, water decals. And it basically gets the anime look better than the painted ones can. Of course, it can backfire. Once we get to Vegito, you'll see why. But yeah, it makes them look a bit better. As for other faces, he comes with a total of 5. One being his smiling face, which always works for Goku. They really should have made one for the Super Saiyan face, but that's a ramble for another day. His yelling face. His "oh god, Chi-Chi is yelling at me and about to attack me" face. And his really happy face, usually when something funny's happened. And he comes with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of hands and 1 extra. The extra one being his usual, come on, focus, this bloody camera, his instant transmission hand. The other one's on the figure, but you get two closed fist hands. New to this version of Goku, you get the martial arts type pose hands. Again, I've got one on the figure. You got splayed open hands for generic Kamehameha, no, not Kamehameha, don't talk stupid, just normal Ki Blast type hands. A pair of chopping type hands. These don't really fit Goku except for if you're trying to make him do the salute that he does at the end of Dragon Ball Z. They're more meant for Vegeta, but I guess budget, they needed to add something. And finally his Kamehameha hands. Really nice, they've got some nice shading on them. Something which the SDCC one didn't actually have, if I remember, which is strange. And finally we get an effect part, which is his charge up Kamehameha. It's quite nice, it's got nice white sort of plastic leading into blue, translucent plastic at the very end. If you look up the prototype for this, it looks much better than this one does, but then again, they probably had to cut down somewhere. So yeah, that does it for accessories. Let's check the height, shall we? We'll need them in a standing sort of pose, which is quite hard to do when you've only got one hand free. Let's see, we can stand him like that. He stands about just under 6 inches to the top of his head. To the top of his head it's more like 6.5. Yeah, pretty standard size for Dragon Ball. I apologise for hitting the camera right there. To swap hands, pretty simple, as with all the Dragon Ball and Figuarts in general. You just pop it. This can be easier on some figures than others. If you look just there, I don't know if the camera can pick that up properly. Come on camera, focus for me. Stop focusing on my bloody hand. Nope, I don't think we're going to get to see it. Ah, there we go. Look at the draw. You can see there's not much plastic holding that ball peg on. So whatever you do, do not pull it off towards the bit missing plastic. You'll have a very bad day and have to buy another expensive figure. You just pop them back on. There we go. I'll do it to both because I'm planning on doing a little Kamehameha type thing at the end. Come on. There we go. I won't say it's easy, it can sometimes be a bit tricky to do. Depends on tolerances of the plastic. But to take the face off, it's literally just 2 pegs at the back, which go into 2 pegs on the here. Pop another one on. Focus. Thank you. And just pop his hairpiece back on. And there you have it. Nice face on there. So yeah. Taking a closer look at the figure, you'll see, come on, I hate how this thing doesn't autofocus. You'll see more of a matte black on the hair as opposed to the SDCC's sort of satin finish. You have some nice shading in the arms, not too much, but it does get it across. Don't know if you can see there's actually some slight shading on the creases, not too much, and even the bottom of the boots are painted. Yeah, overall it's nicely detailed, as is usually the case with these. They do get a bit iffy sometimes, but we'll get to that. As for articulation, his head is on standard, I think it's a double ball joint, a ball peg. You get lots of motion backwards and forwards. You can obviously spin 360, but it's stopped by the hair, which is to be expected. And it does get some nice side to side, but that's not due to the head, that's because of the neck, which actually works fairly well in Goku. It's just a ball joint that's in behind there. The arms can go out that much, but you can always swivel it and it'll go straight up in the air. It is ball joint connected to a swivel. Gives it a lot of range. Again, with the Goku mold, you get this weird floating shoulder type deal, which isn't bad if you can fiddle around with it a wee bit, but it can be a bit annoying. You get a swivel at the bicep. You get double jointed arms. Not bad, not bad. Obviously, you've got a ball joint at the hand, sorry, which can swivel on both sides because it's a ball joint, and you also get that nice side to side movement. For the waist, yeah, back in there, there we go. You can put that forward and that back. You get more back than you do forward, but you can, however, pop it out, as is the same with these older type bodies. You can do that, and you'll get more to the front, and even more to the back. Looks as if he's broke his back. Now, the standard legs can only reach about that far, but you can pop it down. It's a ball joint connected to connected to the groin, basically. You can do that, and it will give him much higher kicks, which is pretty good. He's also got a thigh swivel in there. Double jointed knees. Again, the old Goku mold. People really don't like these knees because there's nothing covering the joint. But I, for one, don't mind them, because when they're flush, you really can't see the joint unless you look hard enough. You get a ball joint, double ball joint in the foot, which allows for nice ankle pivot and also allows for a lot of movement, and you get toe articulation, which is always a bonus. Don't really know why most people want toe articulation, but there you go. Anyway, so what are the good and bad points of this figure? Well, good is obviously, if you're an older Dragon Ball collector like myself, you'll know how long it took to get a normal Goku figure. It literally took years from the prototype being shown. So even existing is always a bonus. Bad? I don't know, the colouring is manga inspired as opposed to the anime, but the colours really, they grew on me after a while. Obviously it does look a bit washed out compared to the anime colours, but it's not bad. The worst thing about this figure is obviously the mould, which I'm not even going to get into on this figure because I've got that many of that mould to go through yet. But yeah, the mould and the colours are only the really bad things that get it down a wee bit. But other than that, it's a really good figure. I think they love this mould a little too much, to be completely honest with you. So, before we do the final thoughts, let's quickly get Super Saiyan Goku in here. Now, as you can see, apart from the colours, he's obviously Super Saiyan. He's a lot more washed out. This guy didn't have any shading in him whatsoever. For anyone wondering, this is actually the first version of Super Saiyan Goku. This one is years and years old. So he's a lot more matte in colour, as opposed to the reissues, which tend to be a bit glossy. I think they switched the types of plastic for the reissues. But yeah, it still holds the same sort of comparisons. But yeah, same mould, different head. You'll get that quite a lot with these figures. So yeah, let's get him into a pose while I talk final thoughts. Super Saiyan Goku just fell flat on his face there. There we go. Just a quick and dirty Kamehameha pose there. So yeah, final thoughts. It's definitely a figure I'd recommend. I mean, obviously it's Goku. You can't go without him. Would you pay the prices that he's going for just now? I'd say if you can get him around about the $60 range, I think he's still worth it. But as these figures tend to do, if you don't jump on it right away, he'll eventually skyrocket up into the hundreds. So get him while you can, if you can obviously stand the sculpt. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.